Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Finishing Blow. Hopefully you guys have been having a good week. Good God, was there a lot of news going through the pipeline this week. It was insane, and I'm going to try and hit most of the topics, but there's a lot of stuff that I won't be able to cover, so be sure to check out my website where you'll get to read everything in a little bit more detail if you don't get enough here. So tons of trailers, really, but let's go ahead and kick things off with a short video about the High Kick Angels. Now, the High Kick Angels is actually made by the same director who did High Kick Girl, but I don't believe it's from the same person who did KG, which was Karate Girl. High Kick Angels looks promising. The video that I showed at the beginning of the week showcases each of the girls so that you can see how they fight, what they're going to do, their special traits, things like that. Later on in the week, we did get a trailer when I did my trailer blowout. If you want to see a full legit trailer, we do have that as well. But it is kind of interesting. The one that I found most curious was the ballerina style girl. Now, I don't know how they're going to incorporate that. Hopefully it's not too cheesy, but obviously there's been films that have been doing breakdance with fight choreography as well, so maybe it's not going to be that big of a difference. But anyways, be sure to give that a look and let me know what you guys think. On top of that, we also had a couple music videos and a new trailer for Iceman 3D. Now, sorry, allergies or something. My voice is just not happening right now. Now, the Iceman, we actually got another trailer later on in the week. Like I said, a lot of stuff to cover, and I don't know how I'm going to organize it. Just my brain, not good right now. So, the two music videos show some extra scenes. We also had some behind-the-scenes videos, as well as the two trailers for the Iceman. So, if you're looking forward to Donnie Yen's remake of The Iceman Cometh, or you're curious about how it's going to be sure to check those out. It'll give you a good idea of what they're trying to do and how the action is going to be. Now, I think the fight on the bridge looks pretty awesome. I'm not too sure if the visual effects is going to kill that for me. Obviously, they did this in 3D. It's in the title. But I'm hoping that the effects and the visual flair doesn't overwhelm the fight on the bridge. The bridge fight looks pretty awesome, at least from what I've seen in the trailers and the behind-the-scenes footage. So fingers crossed on that. But if not, we also have, like Kung Fu Killer coming out and things like that. So there's plenty of Donnie Yen goodness to go around. So be sure to give those a look. Now, some of you folks are lucky because it's the second weekend and the Raid 2 has now expanded to more theaters. I still don't get it. I don't know why. I live right near Atlanta, and for some reason, we don't get it this time around. So I have to wait till this coming Friday, which means that I won't be able to review it on Friday, but it's going to be the week after because I'll actually have to write the review before I post it. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to watch for this coming week yet, but I will do a review for the Raid 2 as soon as I see it. I promise it's going to be out on that coming Friday. So not this coming Friday, but the Friday after. Be sure to give that a look. But we did get some 3D GIFs for the Raid 2. Now, it's kind of interesting, but I love the way that they're actually promoting this movie. They're doing different things. And I've never seen a film that's been promoted with 3D GIFs before. If you haven't seen them, you have to check them out. Obviously, I can't actually post it in the videos, but it's really, really interesting. And it's a cool way to promote the movie and get people talking about it. So be sure to check that out. But I think the Raid 2 is getting amazing reviews, and I'm really hoping that that circle expands considerably so that I can go watch it next week. But, speaking of, there's actually on my website, you can actually go and see a drop-down list or a link to the Raid website, which has a drop-down list that lists all the theaters within your state that will be showing the Raid 2. And apparently they're updating it on a daily basis. So if you're curious about it, if you want to know what you need to do, or you want trying to plan a trip or anything like that, be sure to give that site a look, and you can actually find out which theater is closest to you when the Raid 2 comes out full on this April 11th, this coming Friday. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about some cool news. Zhizha Yanin is potentially going to be an international star. Now, obviously, nobody knows that for sure. Whether she's going to be international or not is going to be her abilities and what films she does. But the potential is there. She's done with her contract. I forgot what the actual production company is, or I know what it is. I can see it in my head, but I can't pronounce it. But the people who made Ong Bak and Tom Young-gung, she's done with their contract with that. So similar to Tony Jaa, she's going to be going international and doing more roles, different characters, things like that you won't necessarily see in a Thai film, which I think is great. I'm all for it. Now, I am a little bit worried, and I don't want to sound biased by saying this, but I think that she'll have to have her English level up, kind of like Tony did. Tony, his English is amazing now. I'm really, really impressed. He does some great jokes and has a great sense of humor. and is always on Facebook talking to his fans, and it's fantastic. So Tony knows what he's doing, and he's getting out there, and I think Gigi needs to do the same thing. She doesn't have to promote herself as hard as Tony does, but I think that the ability to speak English will give her the platform she needs to be an international star. I think it's going to be really hard because, especially in Hollywood, you can only play like the silent assassin so many times, you know, and I don't think she wants to have that persona attached to her. So if that's the case, she'll definitely have to brush up on English so that she can be marketed in different territories, not just the US, but, you know, the UK or Australia or other countries like that, or even some of these like Asian countries, they use English as kind of like their basic foundation. And I'm not trying to say that to be cocky or arrogant, but it's the truth, to be honest with you. English, I think, is in a lot of different cultures. Even if you listen to like J-pop or K-pop songs, they have English lyrics in them sometimes. So I think it'd be a good platform for her. I hope that she gets the attention that she deserves. She's very talented, very hardworking, and I think it's about time that she actually goes international and shows the world what she's capable of. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, next up, we had a ton of character posters as well as a trailer for the Expendables 3. It was called Roll Call, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You don't get to see a lot, but it does get you pumped for the film. Now, I think I've said this before. I really, really enjoyed the first one. I felt like the second one was more of an inside joke, wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing for most of the film, which I'm hoping they go back to the old school camaraderie and action that the first one was. I'm not saying the second one was bad. I felt like a lot of it was just playing homage to, hey, look, we have Chuck Norris in this movie kind of stuff. So hopefully they kind of scale that back a little bit. I'm not saying that they get rid of it completely, but I really like the interaction between the characters, you know, and I think that's what really makes The Expendables shine compared to just a standard action movie, is that writing and the characterization. So be sure to check those out. The trailer's awesome. The character posters look fantastic. Jet Li's back, so you could be excited about that or not. But I've said my thoughts about Jet Li before in The Expendables, and so hopefully he gets a bigger role in this one for sure, because The Expendables 2, it was kind of disappointing. It was awesome, and then he's just poof. So hopefully in this one, he'll have a much more substantial role in the Expendables lore, I guess you could call it. All right, and lastly, we had a crap ton of trailers that I just had to put all in one article and throw out there, because if I did individual articles, it was going to be crazy. So there was trailers for Iceman. There was a trailer for High Kick Angels, which I've also covered. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about the ones that I have not covered. There's a clip that you can see for Brick Mansions, as well as the behind the scenes clip of how they did the action and things like that. Pretty interesting to watch, whether you're a fan of the remake or not. I think you should check it out and see what you think about it. But on top of that, we also got a trailer for Scarlett Johansson's Lucy film. Now, it's not a martial arts film in the most basic term, but it's written by Luc Besson, who's done Unleashed and Leon the Professional, and he's done so many. He wrote District B13. So he knows action, and it's a really weird premise. It's about this girl who is being used to traffic drugs, and they leak into her, and she has superhuman powers. Now, I know that a lot of sci-fi people are already slamming their heads against the desk because of the whole humans only use 10% of their brains line. I think that's been used to death. I think it's been disproven for most of the time. So the fact that it still revolves around that concept is a little bit But other than that, it looks like it's going to be a solid action thriller. So be sure to give that a look and let me know what you guys think about that. But I do apologize for all the trailers that I just dumped on you. It's just, they all looked great, and I didn't want to alienate one or the other. I didn't want to pick one trailer and not write about the other. So be sure to give that a look. And lastly, did a review for In the Blood with Gina Carano. Now, this one I actually had the privilege of watching a little bit early, which is why I don't have the GIFs, because it takes a little bit to do the GIFs, and I didn't have the source video, obviously, and they have the watermark and things like that to prevent you from pirating the films. So please understand that I can't do the GIFs each and every time. If I can, I will, because I feel like it's a great way to show you the action. But I actually enjoyed In the Blood more than I thought I would. So be sure to read my review. I think if you guys have seen my other review for that other Gina Carano movie, you'll know exactly what I mean. And so I hope that I can give you a good perspective as to how this film does. So anyways, that's really all I have. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome week, and it's been a lot of fun. Still trying to play catch up. A lot of things have been happening. Life in general has been crazy. So I'm trying to keep everything going, my head above water, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm just going to keep pushing forward. So thank you guys so much for watching these videos, for sharing the videos or the website articles. It's amazing to me how many people, I think the Expendables article, the last time I saw it, and this is just on Facebook, it's not like a huge thing, but it tells you how many people have seen that article. Or that post, I guess I should say. And it said over 60,000 people have seen that I wrote about the Expendables 3. Now, I don't know how that happened. It's never happened that big before, ever. But it's amazing to me that people are either sharing that video, or maybe somebody just has a ridiculously huge friends list. I don't know how it goes, but it's crazy, and it's really awesome, and it gets me pumped and really excited to see what else I can provide for you guys. So I'm going to try and keep pumping content. I think you guys have noticed that you won't see as many of the Let's Play videos on my Martial Arts Movie Junkie channel. That does not mean that I stopped playing them. I just figured that I don't want to overwhelm you guys. If I do play a martial arts related game, I may link it on the website, but you won't see as regular of a post on it. So if you guys want to see me play games, please check that out and let me know what you guys think. But that's a whole different channel and a whole different story. So anyways, my voice is going away. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. This is Kamo, and this week has been finished.